The Three Seas Initiative is a forum of 13 states in Central and Eastern Europe focused on developing infrastructure between the member countries. Today, the 10th anniversary summit of the Three Seas Initiative was held and was attended by all the most important politicians involved. Over the past decade, the Three Seas family has gained new members and today includes a total of 21 stakeholders. Today, the Three Seas Initiatives consists of 141 priority projects, 2 investment funds, and more being designed, and an extensive network of partnership. The summit in Warsaw was attended by a special guest, the United States Secretary of Energy, who came to the summit at the invitation of President Duda to discuss the Polish nuclear power plant in Pomerania, which has been delayed by the current government for a year and a half. My team and I were courting him to come because we were concerned that things were not going very well with this investment, that things were being delayed. After Donald Tusk and his team took over, they clearly began to slow down this investment, as well as many others. That is why yesterday, in the presence of the US Secretary of Energy, a framework agreement was signed for the construction of the first nuclear power plant in Poland.
To deliver secure, affordable, reliable energy to the people of Poland and launch a nuclear cooperation between our two countries. I met many world leaders here from the region that aspire to prosperous, independent, liberating futures for their citizens. America's all in on partnerships with all of those nations.
Without the Three Seas Initiative, there would not have been such an American commitment. And without the Three Seas Initiative, Prime Minister Donald Tusk would not have been able to take pictures with the Secretary of Energy and enjoy the Polish-American relationship developed by the previous government and above all by President Andrzej Duda. Chris Wright spoke about the Polish-American partnership, which began back when the United Right government was in power in Poland before they lost power in late 2023.
So nuclear energy is a big investment. It's long-term partnerships, and the American people have been aligned with the Polish people since the founding of our country. We share a love of freedom, a love of our freedoms, a love of an energized life and economic opportunity for our citizenry. So this project will bind an already tight relationship between the US and Poland.
This is not only about showing this technology, but they want to give a financial guarantee and other such things. It is absolutely beneficial for us. Besides, if the Americans are economically involved in the territory of a country, it goes without saying that these interests will be guarded in one way or another by the American military. The problem is that today most of the strategic agreements related to defense and energy made by Poland's previous government while still in power have been stalled, with Poland's first nuclear power plant in the lead. After Donald Tusk's government came in, everything really came to a standstill. The whole project went back to ground zero. The company is still there, the officials and the CEOs all retain their titles, they're still getting paid, but the project of building a nuclear power plant is not going forward at all. Nothing is being done. The question is what would be the next fate of the Polish-American nuclear power plant. The current government seems to be seeking help among their preferred allies in Berlin.
Zasadniczy problem jest następujący.
The fundamental problem is that in Europe, both the French and the Germans, in terms of the energy and armaments, simply have older technology. The delivery time is longer, the completion date will be later, and the cost will be much higher.
Ta ekipa zawsze była antyamerykańska.
This faction has always been anti-American. They seek, together with Germany and France, to drive the Americans out of Europe, which would pose a mortal danger for Poland. This is not just about military issues, though they are important. This is also about the economy, about deals signed for the benefit of Poland in particular, but also for the United States. The Polish-American nuclear project, started during the Law and Justice government, has not been progressing since Tusk's coalition took power in late 2023. Therefore, the upcoming presidential election will provide the answer as to whether the Polish-American alliance, followed by economic cooperation and the presence of American troops in Poland, will continue.
To jest możliwe tylko przy ścisłej współpracy.
These are the technologies we need, but this is only possible with close cooperation with our most important partner in NATO, and a partner that should also be our largest economic partner. Everything depends on how Polish society will vote in the upcoming presidential election, come May the 18th. If it goes well, there are indeed great opportunities ahead for us for cooperation with the United States. The presidential election will provide an answer about the future fate of initiatives such as the Three Seas Initiative. The stakes in the upcoming elections are very high. They will give an answer to the question of whether Poland will remain in a close alliance with the United States.